Hey, it's Adele from Let's Get Inkie, and today we're playing with some serviettes, which are a bit of a long forgotten supply that I love, but I tend to forget about them. I have this little box that I keep them in on a bookcase next to my craft desk, but I don't look up, and I really need to move them to another spot so that I can actually pull them out because I do have quite a stash of them. The journal that we're working in today, this is called my Jamie journal, and this is an altered book of a Jamie Oliver recipe book, which is why it's called my Jamie journal. And I've been working on this. I created it over on Patreon. I've been working on process videos over there, bulk process videos for I think the last year, and she's finally done. I'm really excited. It's probably my favorite journal that I've ever made. I just love the size, the chunkiness, the pages. I just love everything about it. And this page in particular came at a time where I was lacking a lot of motivation. I was just in a bit of a slump. You know how sometimes you want to create something, but the oomph and the, I guess the imaginative thought isn't really pumping. And one way that I love to get around that is by using a giant background, kind of like a shortcut for the background. So part of that can be either if you have a use it up journal, which is a journal that I've had for many years, and it's my biggest recommendation if you're starting art journaling is to purchase two journals, so that if you're working in one of them and you have excess paint, you can just slap that extra paint in the other art journal. So you've got two on the go, and it's just so nice to open a journal page and already have some paint or stenciling or something there. So that's one way I like to get around my little creative slumps. Another way is to create a background that's very busy, but in a simple way. So the background itself has a lot going on, but it was really easy to put the background together. And for this video, I use that serviette or napkin, whatever you want to call it. And because it's so large, it takes up a whole lot of real estate of the page. And it means that I don't have to do a lot of teeny tiny details myself because there's so many colors going on. So while I've been yakking on, this page was originally gessoed with some Liquitex white gesso. I think I did 2 coats before I started the camera rolling, and then I used matte gel medium to stick down the napkin, and always pull off the backing sheet. I have made the mistake of not doing that, and it just doesn't work out well, so always pull off the back. I then, this image was from a fashion magazine of some sort, an older one from several years ago that I found, and I really just liked the way that she was looking towards the camera, and I thought the mustardy tones of her jumper suited some of the paint swatches here as well. Now, you might be going, Adele, why are you covering up all of the prettiness with black? You peeps know I love black. I do wear a lot of black, I guess. It's not one of my favorite paints that I reach for to make something pretty. Like if I'm looking to create a background, I don't reach for it. But if I'm looking to create a bit of drama, black is my go-to. Or if I have an idea that I want a big contrast, I think contrasting black with rainbow is my favorite combination. So I've got this star stencil. She's an oldie, she's a goldie, she's been around for yonks of videos, and I very carefully sponged on my cluggy black Dilutions paint, which should really be in the bin. It still works, but my gosh, is she thick. I've tried everything. It's just past its use by date, I think, but I need a replacement black and I haven't quite got it yet. So I did those black stars, and the reason why I did that is because there was a quite open white patch down the bottom of the right-hand page, and I also felt like the two pages didn't look very cohesive. So I thought by adding a little pocket of stars on the top left and then diagonal down on the bottom right, it kind of scoops the page in a little bit and gives it a little starry hug. You can't see my arms right now as I'm recording this, but I'm kind of hugging the screen to represent how I feel like these stars are reacting with the page. I grabbed a Posca hot pink paint pen and did some little doodly borders around the stars just to make them pop out even more. Hot pink's my go-to colour. I think that it just creates such a boom look at me on your journal page. I'm sure there's a proper, more succinct word of saying boom look at me, but it really does create an impact. That's the word. That's a simpler word to say. And I love the way it looks. So then I grabbed my white Uniball Signo Broad gel pen, and I'm just writing a little phrase, darling, you are magic. What does that mean? Who knows? I just felt at the moment that she was giving me little magic, mysticky vibes, and I felt like I needed some sort of text to kind of break things up a little bit. In that, I don't know, I just felt like the picture was very sharp on the left-hand side, and I needed some softening. Grabbed some more paint pens here, and I'm doing some more mark making. And whenever I do mark making, it's usually because I'm procrastinating from making a bigger decision about the rest of the page. Top tip, if you're ever stuck, grab a paint pen and just do some doodly bits and see where it takes you. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do a quote on that big empty multicolored spot over there, and I do end up doing one. And I got the first word wrong. It's meant to be so breathe, and I wrote to breathe, which really annoyed me because I went back and tried to fix it later, and you can tell it doesn't look right, which really, really bothers me. But we're going with it, and we're breathing. We're doing exactly what this page says, which is to breathe. And we're just going to roll with it. The pen I'm using, now this is a new mysterious pen that I have forgotten the name of, and I've used it in a couple of videos, and I can't remember what it is. It's either a Pentel or a Pilot, but it's just a nice thick gel pen. Is it gel pen? Maybe it's not gel pen. Yeah, it's a gel pen. And I find that it writes, it's very similar to the food ball pen, and it writes well over a range of surfaces, because this napkin, of course, it had the matte gel medium over the top of it, and it was a little bit bumpy, not too bad, but it was a little bit bumpy, and a rough surface that I think a ballpoint pen wouldn't have worked on, or my Pilot G7 wouldn't have worked either. I think it would have been, Pilot G2. I've got the song Like a G6 stuck in my head because I was listening to it in the car, and that's why I said G7, because 7 comes after 6. No, my Pilot G2 wouldn't have worked on that background. So then, of course, more mark making. I've grabbed my pale pink one here to do some dots because I was contemplating whether to splat or not, and I was trying to figure out if I could get the effect I wanted to with just a controlled dotting of my paint pen instead of a slightly chaotic splattering, which could have ended quite badly. So in the end, I do really like the way that it looks, and I feel like it did just need that little tiny delicate dot to break up all of the bold stars and the bold colour of the paint swatches in the background. It just needed something teeny tiny. So thanks for watching today, peeps. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It means a lot, and it helps new inklets find my channel in their suggested videos. And I hope this has given you some inspo to try and get out of your art journal funk if you're in one. Look for big backgrounds and things that you can get away with to get a bit of a shortcut in jumping into a journal page. Have a rad week, peeps. Bye.